Say hi to the camera, Bill. Say hi to the people. They're waiting to hear from you. Say something?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, let's go. Hey everybody, Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics and welcome to a new episode of New Arrivals. As always, we're going to the store and we're going to find our 4 favorite guitars that came in last week. And it's up to you to pick your favorite. Please leave a comment down below or vote in a poll in the community side of our YouTube page. Last week the winner was the 64 ES335, the Clapton ES. What an amazing guitar. Maybe we have another ES335 in store for you this week. Let's just find out. Let's go! We are going to start with a vintage Gibson, but not with a ES335. It is an ES guitar. This is a ES125T from 1960. Ooh, in very good condition. Some nice weather checking. I really like this model. I really like the thin line archtop that Gibson made. So a thin line archtop with a single P90 in the neck would have been even better if it was in the middle, the best pickup position. Also looks a lot like the James Bay guitar. James Bay plays a Epiphone Century, if I'm not mistaken, which is a really similar guitar to this one. Some flat wounds on it right now, which is nice. Let's see how she sounds acoustically. Really loud. Quite a full sound acoustically, so that's promising. Might be a nice guitar to pick. So earlier this morning Koen showed us a couple of guitars. New custom shop Les Pauls from Gibson in a remarkable finish. Something you've probably never seen before. A racing stripe Les Paul. Check it out. Dang. So we're looking at a all gold 56 Les Paul with the Murphy Lab finish, weather checking, aging all over the body, which is pretty heavy aging on this one. And it's got the British Racing Green racing stripes. A little bit thicker racing stripes than we are used to from the Defender finishes, but it's really cool to see this on a Les Paul because I've never seen this before. Green and gold is always a nice match. What you also see with older gold Les Pauls is that when the gold fades, it turns into a sort of a green hue. So it's really nice to see the British Racing Green on top of the gold here. As far as we know, there are only 3 Les Pauls right now in the world with the racing stripes, at least new custom shop Les Pauls. So there are 3 and they are all here. Yeah. There are 2 over there and 1 in my hand. Okay, seeing we have 3, let's put them all on the floor right now and just pick our favorite, the prettiest one. They should be really similar, but when Murphy Lab does their aging process, it's always different on each and every guitar. Let's insert a video of their process. All right, they look really similar. First this one. A heavy spot over here. This was actually the same on the other one as well. Let's check. Compare that. Yeah. Pretty similar. This one also has a spot over here. Only a little dimple. This one is a little bit bigger. This is lighter than the others.
Interesting.
This is the same. A little bit less weather checking. Yeah, they're all pretty similar. I enjoyed I played the first one briefly acoustically and it sounded really resonant. So that was this one. So this will be my first choice for this new arrival. An all gold 56 Les Paul from the Gibson Custom Shop. Murphy Lab aged, heavy aged, nickel hardware, double P90, British Racing Green, racing stripes. Let's go! have a British Racing Green case over here. Would this be British Racing Green? Neon British Racing. This is a sold guitar, but I wanted to show it to you anyway, because it's not every day that we see a Greenfield guitar at the fellowship. So this is a Michael Greenfield G2 guitar. Check it out. We have a Sitka spruce top. We have Honduran rosewood back and sides. So Michael Greenfield builds guitars out of Montreal, Canada. He only builds about 15 a year. So he has an enormous waiting list, and his guitars are really in demand, and they are beautiful, beautiful instruments, works of art, and we almost never see them. Colin over here dove into all the specifics, so there is an ad online for this if you want to know more about the specifics of this guitar. Some interesting designs. Check the rosette, this is really beautiful inlays. So we see it has a top-loaded bridge, which is quite unusual. A nice bevel over here, and next to the bevel here on the front we also have a bevel here in the heel, which I've never seen before. But now that I see it, when you play higher up the fret, you can almost wet your thumb in the bevel over here. So maybe when you're Andy McKee and you want to play higher up and you're playing some really difficult music, that's really necessary to have. It's a beautiful guitar. Unfortunately, it's already sold, so but you can order one and maybe wait 30 years. We talked about gun guitars last week. We showed you some tellies, and also wanted to briefly show you this really cool bass that they also make. This is their Neptune bass. Another all gold single cut model. This is a bass 6, which is really cool. And not a lot of manufacturers are building new bass 6 guitars, so I think it's really cool that he has his own specific design and he makes a bass 6. It is quite affordable for the quality that you get. Some really nice sounding pickups as well. I think we might do a demo with this in the future with Chris. So let's open this beaten up case. This is a 1964 acoustic guitar, built in Hoboken, New Jersey. Any guess on the brand, Michael? Hoboken, New Jersey. Guilty as charged. This is a vintage Guild Jumbo. This is their F50 Navarre. Dave Navarre signature from 1964. This was really their flagship Guild guitar. This was to compete with the J200 from Gibson. It's a similar big jumbo design. We have a nice and slightly arched back here, so some curly maple back and sides, and a Sitka spruce top. So I did a little bit of research before shooting this, so I have my phone here. I found out why they call it the F50 Navarre, because Guild went through phases that they had a theme to their names, to their model names, and during this period they all had sort of Spanish regions or cities. So you also have the Aragon and the Granada Guild, and in the 80s they went through a fighter plane theme. So most of their electrics were called the Aviator, the Liberator, and the Detonator. So that's why. This is a region in Spain. I don't know where. Michael should know. He's a pro GeoGuessr player.
It's in the north.
It's in the north. I think it's refreshing to see a vintage Guild. We see a lot of vintage Martins, vintage Gibsons, and Guild is another really big name, but we don't see it too often, a vintage one. And I think it looks amazing. I really like these inlays here on the fretboard, these double lines here. With the shield logo from Guild. Let's check it out. Yeah, this is my second choice. I really like the sound of this Guild acoustic. It has a similar sound to the J200. It's a really specific sound. It's hard to explain what that sound is. I think it has to do with the compression of the guitar. So it's different to a Dreadnought, which can be more open, doesn't have sort of a ceiling in terms of dynamics, and this does have that, but I really like that about it. It doesn't have too much bass end, so the maple adds a little bit of mid-forwardness. It's in great condition, quite a high saddle as well. I really, really like this. This is my second choice for this new rifles. Some of you commented on last week's video that you really enjoyed the gretsch that we showed you, the Champagne Sparkle. And now we have a custom shop second-hand Champagne Sparkle gretsch. Let's check it out. Whew! This is more gold than the pinkish champagne of last week. Man, it's really trippy seeing this up close. So this is a 2012 custom shop gretsch, and whereas last week it was a Penguin, a Champagne Sparkle, this is a Duo Jet Champagne Sparkle in clean, really, really clean condition. Just a cool finish, wanted to show it to you. Over here we have a Silvertone. This is a 50s, yeah, a 50s Silvertone. Ooh, that is really cool. So this is a 1369L. Quite a heavy guitar. This model does have some other names. They also call it the Thin Twin sometimes, and they also call it the Jimmy Reed Silvertone, because Jimmy Reed, a really great blues player, played a lot on these Silvertone guitars. So this is the first time that I've seen this guitar in the flesh. We have a maple back and sides and also a maple top. A really cool sort of a Silvertone shield logo here on the pickguard. Lipstick pickups, though they seem a little bit thinner than usual lipstick pickups, so really interested to see how this will sound. On top of that we also have a rosewood bridge, which may add some sort of woodiness to the tone, but we'd have to see when we plug it in. This was one of the top models in the Sears catalog, so we know the Sears as the store that provide the American public with the Silvertone and the Harmony guitars back in the 50s and 60s, and this was one of the top models that you could buy. This is really my top contender for now. I think it's nice to feature some more affordable and unique vintage guitars as well, on top of all the beautiful Gibsons and Martins and Fenders. So I will leave it here, but we do have a 335 in here as well that I want to show you. I already told you that last week the 335 from 64 was the winner. This is a 66, also a Cherry 335. Oh, look at this! Wow, this almost looks like a refin or something. I don't think this is a refin, but it looks so clean. So yeah, another Cherry Red 335 from the 60s. In 66, you get quite a thinner neck. Some people like that, some people don't. It's quite a small C shape. We also have nylon saddles and the trapeze tailpiece on this one. Some smaller blocks compared to the 64, if I remember correctly. Another thing that's similar between this and the 64 is also the patent number pickups. I told it last week, but they changed to patent numbers in 62. Before that they were PAS, as we know them, the holy grail of pickups, but the early years of the patent numbers were essentially the same pickups and they will sound mostly the same. I said it's nice to pick a more affordable vintage guitar, but it's really tempting to go for this 335 because it's in such great condition. But I'm a man of my word, so we're going with a Silvertone, a Jimmy Reed 1369 Thin Twin from the 50s. If you're interested in the 335, then please send us a message. We're also happy to do a demo for you. But this is the guitar I'm picking for this new Rivals. Let's go. So I think we already picked some beautiful guitars, 3 up till now, but we have some beauty still to go. Okay, we're going to start with another Gibson. I'm sorry. Another archtop. This is a ES175D double pickup. This one is from 1960. So this one does have the PAF pickups on it. We also see a lot of ES175s that don't have the original PAFs anymore, because this was a guitar that people bought and they stripped it of the PAF pickups and maybe put it in a Les Paul or a ES335. But these are the original PAFs still on it. So a beautiful 16-inch archtop, maple back and sides, and Florentine cutaway, and this one has the incredible zigzag tubes, trapeze tailpiece, which is a really cool design. I think we've shown this before when it was still there, the guitar. This has an extended input jack plate, so if you're really not careful with your input cable, this has some extra protection on it. Let's see how she sounds acoustically. Some nice low end already on the bass strings, which is really cool. This is a really good ES175. This feels maybe comparable to the 59 that we had a couple of weeks ago, the beautiful blonde one. In good condition as well. And yeah, the most important thing, zigzag tubes. The first side of a Fender this episode. This is a 63 Fender Stratocaster. Ooh. In a refin Dakota Red. So Dakota Red was a custom color at the time, so a lot of people refinished their guitars later on. This is one of the more darker Dakota Reds that we've seen. Usually they are a little bit lighter, but it's almost sort of going through towards burgundy or something, which is nice, which is a nice look. There are some other things that have been changed on this. We don't really know what the pickups are yet, but we have Colin, our top investigator over there. He will find it out. I do have to say the 63 Fender necks are my favorite. I also own a Jazzmaster from 63, and I think in 63 they really nailed the neck profile. So this feels familiar and it's really comfortable to me. This has a veneer rosewood fingerboard. As you can see, I don't know if you can catch this, but they changed to the veneer in 63. Mostly they changed mid to late 63, but they also did some experiments early 63, and I think this is a January 63 Strat. So this is an early experiment with the veneer rosewood fingerboard. A really cool 63 Strat. I really like a Dakota Red with a rosewood fingerboard. Like I mentioned, we don't really know what the pickups are yet. If these are the originals, you will find it online once this guitar is up. Colin will dive into it. Might be a nice guitar to pick as my final guitar, but there's another one that I want to open. We already picked 2 electrics, only 1 acoustics, and then I saw that we had a LG2 from 1942. There we go, a 42 LG2, a banner. It says
Nice.
Only honest, I don't know, and I really live by those words, really inspiring. So this is almost turned into a sort of satin finished LG2. This has seen a lot of play and a lot of environments, I think. A really, really chunky neck. I don't know if you can catch this by seeing it this way, but really a baseball bat of a neck. And that's what you find mostly on these banners from this period. A refret, as I can see. I don't know what else has been done to it. We'd also have to find out, maybe a neck reset as well. I think it did have a neck reset because it has quite a high seller right now. And I see some marks here. So let's check it out, how she sounds, a 42. Incredible sound. yeah, this is my final choice. I know it right away. This is one of the best LG2s that I've played. So I almost have to do nothing when playing this. It sounds really full and projecting forwards a lot. Yeah, I don't think I have to say any more about this. This is really maybe my favorite of the day. Two beautiful acoustics. The Guild is also really nice. This one as well. I'd like to own both of them. But we have a beautiful 63 Dakota Red. So if you're interested as well in this, please hit us up. But this LG2 from 42 is the fourth and final choice for these new rivals. Alright, that was it for this week. Thank you all for watching. Please let us know which is your favorite of the day, of this week, I must say. I think my favorite is the LG2, with the Guild coming in as a close second. I think we picked some unique guitars this week. So we did also have a 63 Strat and a 66 335. But there will be some more info on those guitars pretty soon online. Anything else we have to mention? I want to thank Ed Stylout for coming over this weekend and playing a nice show, playing John Mayer music, also giving a workshop. And I don't know if you've seen it, but we released a video called Guess the Guitar, in which we played 3 OM style guitars with pretty much the same wood types. And then we blurred them and asked you to pick your favorite of the bunch and also guess which is which. There was a Collings, a Martin and a Eastman. Please go check out this video. And now I have the opportunity to give you the answers as well. So A was the Collings, B was the Martin, and C was the Eastman. And I think 90% of the people in the comments preferred the Eastman. Yep. Don't know what that says about you or Eastman or anything, but thank you all for watching and see you next week. Bye.